Hello everyone and welcome back to the Football Insider Gaming channel. I'm Conor Bromley and today we are going to look at Bournemouth and particularly look at what would happen if their manager Andoni Iraola was to leave the club, because right now in the Premier League, as of time of recording towards Christmas in December, Bournemouth are going through a struggling period. They of course lost lots of their best players in the summer and Antoine Semenyo could be on the way out. So it feels like maybe the relationship between Bournemouth and Iraola could be hitting maybe an unhappy ending in the near future. So I thought I would ask the football manager gods to predict what would happen if Iraola was to leave the club. Who would they hire and would it actually work for Bournemouth? So all that is coming up in this video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and please also subscribe to the channel. Season 1 without Andoni Iraola at Bournemouth, and they finished 7th, which means I believe they get actually Europa League football. So it'll be interesting to see what happened in that competition as we look at Bournemouth's results. But a pretty good first season, 59 points, 0 goal difference, 16 wins. And we look at the bottom, Everton getting relegated is pretty interesting there. Leeds doing the best of the newly promoted teams. The following season, we see Bournemouth finish 8th, which I believe is enough for Europa Conference League. We also see Watford and Coventry get promoted. Ipswich survive as well there. But another European finish, 60 points. I think it's a better season than the previous one in terms of goal difference as well. And this past campaign, the final one, Bournemouth slipped down to 13th place in the Premier League, 14 points. So a little bit of a regression there. Let's take a look at the Bournemouth results in this time, and we'll go to season number 1, see how they got on, see if there's any cup dramas. And it began with a defeat against Liverpool, as what happened in real life. Carabao Cup through the first few rounds here, which is nice. Through against Preston to the quarter-finals, but a defeat against Nottingham Forest. The FA Cup, a win against Hartlepool United 3-2. So just about made it through. 4th round though, an exit against Birmingham City in a pretty ropey end to the season. A good 3-1 away win here against Newcastle, and the season finishes with a 2-1 win against Nottingham Forest. The following season, where we do have European football to contend with through the first round of the Carabao Cup, third round, sorry, but our first round in there. A win in Europe against Augsburg. And a win here, 4th round, a win against Wickham in the Carabao Cup, so still going strong there. And as we go through here, a defeat on penalties in the quarterfinal against Huddersfield Town, pretty disappointing in the Carabao Cup. 3rd round, the FA Cup, a defeat of Chesterfield. Don't actually know, we've just made it through the Europa League, and we've got through the knockout playoff on penalties. FA Cup 4th round though, out against Nottingham Forest. A win as well against Sporting Lisbon, which is pretty exciting. A win in the quarterfinals against Feyenoord, the semi-finals. Through to the final of the Europa League. Lost against Marseille though in extra time, 180th minute. But yeah, I think Bournemouth fans will be pretty happy with that. Let's check out the final season, see if we can get a trophy in the cabinet. We'll scroll to the start. Conference League, made it through, defeating Viking. Carabao Cup out at the 3rd round, but with all them games you play, it's not necessarily the end of the world to be out of that competition. And we'll keep scrolling through here. It looks like we're going to make it through quite comfortably the Europa Conference League. Through the FA Cup 3rd round against Wimbledon. 4th round against West Ham. 5th round through against Burnley, out to Selezzi, who I don't actually know who they are on the game, so that's an interesting one to see. It might be Lazio actually, so we're out of that competition anyway. But FA Cup still going strong until the quarterfinals, exit against Arsenal. So did make Europa League final, we can't knock that. Let's have a look at the transfer history, see who Bournemouth have brought in, then we'll have a look at the manager, see what happened there. So in the first season, nothing much. Second season, there was some big transfer fees spent. Jareth Branthwaite, comes in for 49 million. Victor Rock comes in for 17. Yeah, some big transfer fees being spent. 57 million went out the other way. Amin Adli went to West Ham. Hamid Traore left. Yeah, so some fringe players out the door. And then this past season, 30 million spent, so not as much. Some interesting players brought in though. Harrison Armstrong from Everton. Gavin Bazunu in on loan is an interesting one. And in terms of outs, nothing to write home about. Let's have a look though at the manager. Is Patrick Vieira. Has Patrick Vieira been the manager the whole time? And yes, he has. So Iraola left and Vieira's done pretty much 3 full seasons. 72 wins, 35 draws, 50 defeats. You can't knock that. Let's have a look at this Bournemouth squad and see who their start 11 is. Baforo Diakite is still here. Let's have a look at the general information here. Who are the most valuable players? And Justin Kluivert is Ben Doak. Also, I think I'd seen Justin Kluivert. I must have thought he played for Celeste, but he must have been playing for Bournemouth there, so that's my bad. Alex Scott still here. Jared Branthwaite still here. Evan Nielsen still here, though wanted by Al Nassr. And that is a big issue on the game. Just constantly clubs in Saudi Arabia wanting to sign your players. But there, you know, not massive changes to this squad. And this Bournemouth team has done pretty well overall, it has to be said. Let's have a look at some of the individual stats. How has Evan Nielsen done? And he has got comfortably 10 goals in the Premier League in his first season, 18 in all competitions in the second, and 8, I mean this season, nowhere near as utilised. Let's have a look at some of the other players and see their statistics. So if we look at, say, a Ben Doak, who they brought in from Liverpool, and he got 5 goals in all competitions season 1, season 2 8 goals 7 assists, and season 3 7 goals and 6 assists. So he's been a pretty useful player for this Bournemouth team. And yeah, let's also just see Justin Kluivert. He's obviously a big player for Bournemouth. How has he done? And he scored 9 goals and 5 assists in all competitions season 1, 7 and 7 goals, 7 assists in season 2, and 8 and 3 this past season. And Justin Kluivert, one of my favourite players to watch in real life. Very, very good player. Glad to see he's doing okay. Alex Scott, let's have a look. Still hasn't played for England at this point, which is disappointing, but a regular for this Bournemouth team. 8 goals, 2 assists in the first season, 13 and 8 from midfield the second season, and 12 and 4. So doing really, really well. Alex Scott still just 24 years of age. And Ryan Christie, who at this point is probably a bit of a Bournemouth legend. He's been in there for a long time. Yeah, you know, not a ton of goals, but playing a lot of games, as you would expect. And yeah, I think that just about sums up most of the interesting players. Have I missed anyone? Nelson Viper, who must have came in. And he has struggled for game time, has he not? So barely played for Bournemouth. And I think that just about covers all the interesting ones. I'll look at Jared Branthwaite here. Branthwaite, who they brought in for 49 million. He's been a regular player as well for this Bournemouth team. But there we go. That is his Bournemouth save without Iraola. It is Patrick Vieira at the helm. Does a pretty good job. Get to the Europa League final. I'm sure Bournemouth fans would take that. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Please also subscribe to the channel if you want to see more simulations like this. We'll catch you again for another video.